Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Muichi. Hit that subscribe button and welcome aboard, okay? I get this question a lot. How do you balance everything? Med school, life, your faith, friends, family, social life, and somehow not lose your mind in the process. And the truth is, some days I don't.
Yeah, these days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit.
Number one, the pressure to have it all together. Everyone thinks that just because you're in med school, it means you're organized, you're strong, you have it all figured out, you're ambitious, you're perfect. What they don't see is the panic before a word presentation, a panic before a class presentation, the guilt when you choose to oversleep instead of studying, and how somehow you're still smiling on the outside. But inside, you're hanging by a thread. I've literally had weeks where I looked like I was doing fine, but inside I was mentally drained, tired, exhausted. And honestly, it may look that way on the outside, when you're smiling, you are appearing like everything is okay, but truly, I'm going to tell you, every medical student can attest to this, that on the inside, sometimes the pressure really does get to you. 2, what burnout really taught me about balance. I used to treat rest like it's an award. Like I used to tell myself I'll only rest after I study 5 topics. I'll only rest after I catch up on A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Rest is not a reward. Rest is a requirement, especially in med school. It is very important to get your rest because I'm going to tell you this, the workload, the amount of times that you have to show up even when you don't feel like showing up, the amount of times where you have to push yourself even when you don't feel like pushing yourself. It's a lot, and rest is a definite requirement. There was this one time, right, I did not sleep before a paper. When I tell you I could not function in that exam room, like I could not think, I was so tired. I had to take a power nap for like 20 minutes. And then I started thinking because my brain literally shut down. And this happened because I was always neglecting my rest. I would always make my rest an award instead of like a requirement. And now, honestly, I pace myself. I get my rest days. I get my rest. Even if that means getting a 65 instead of an 85 and remaining sane in the process, count me in. I've had days where I spent the whole night studying. I did not sleep, I did not sleep at all, right? And then I enter the exam room and I even forget, even those same things that I was studying as I was awake, I forget everything, But when you get enough sleep, you'll be able to remember even things that you studied a long time ago. It's different from when you're tired, because when you're tired, your brain won't be able to remember things that you studied a while back, So you will start by forgetting those things that you studied the night before. And then you will also forget those things that you studied a while back. But if you get sleep, I don't mean sleep 8 hours. No, but any amount of sleep. Just don't stay up the whole night before a paper. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when you get that sleep, 3, 4 hours, even 2 hours of sleep before a paper, it helps you at least to be able to, it works for me. It helps me remember even things that I studied long back, and also the things I studied before, rather than staying up all night. 3, small systems that help me sometimes cope with the stress. Let me be real, okay? Don't follow a perfect routine, because there is no perfect routine. But these are a few things that worked for me and that I put in my routine, and hopefully they can work for you too. So these are the things that helped me to not spiral. Number 1 is non-negotiable rest days, okay? If I told myself that Saturday is my day of resting, there's no school stuff, there's no guilt, I'll tell myself that today is my day to rest. Today's my day to rest. I'm not touching a book. I'm not reading anything. I'm just resting. And that helped me so much because I started to also work on myself. Because you can easily spiral with the pressure, with the stress, with the anxiety. But if you give yourself rest days, a whole day to just doing your favorite things, even if it means laying in bed all day, even if it means watching your favorite TV show, it doesn't matter. Just give yourself time to rest. A whole day to yourself. Not dedicating your whole livelihood to reading all the time. That's not realistic. You will spiral. You will end up, running insane. You will end up becoming mad in the process. Okay? Med school is hard. You've got to give yourself time to rest. Low energy study days. So there are days where you will just not feel like studying, but you have to, right? For example, you have a test coming up or an exam coming up or whatever it is coming up, an OSCE or whatever it is, right? Let's say in 2 weeks. and you're feeling very lazy to study, you're feeling very lazy to pick up a book, and so on. So these are low energy days that you have to study. On these tired days, revise things like flashcards if you have flashcards, watch videos on YouTube. That's the one I do the most. I just pick a topic and then I go on YouTube and I watch a video on that on YouTube, like a very short clip or a very short video. It just, keeps your mind thinking of, what you're supposed to study. That's what I do on low energy days that I have to study. It helps you to like study, but not like really hardcore studying, but you're not studying in the process. I don't know if you get what I mean. So yeah, that helps me. So I think it can help you too. Journaling also helps. Like, I'm not like a hardcore journaler. Like, I don't write down every single thing and so on. But when I do feel like I'm feeling very overwhelmed, I feel like writing my thoughts down does help a lot. So when you're feeling very burnt out, you're feeling very stressed out, it's important to write that down, And journaling also comes hand in hand with also praying about it, So when you feel very overwhelmed and very, well, it works for me. I feel like praying or listening to your favorite gospel music or just talking to God about what you're going through also really helps. So I feel like journaling and praying goes hand in hand, because I usually write down some of my prayers and so on. And in my prayers, I write down what's making me feel stressed and asking God to help me. So I feel like that can also help. So these are the things that help me to not spiral and not end up getting very burnt out. And also sometimes another thing that also helps me to not spiral, is sometimes just logging off WhatsApp or logging off whatever social media. I feel like it's very therapeutic to get off your phone sometimes, off social media, whatever. Read a book, go outside, touch grass, you know what I mean? Like, what helps me is that I'll just log off all my social media, whatever, IG, all these things, and then I'll just like pick a novel and start to read. That also helps to like cope with the burnout and cope with the stress. So yeah, I do that. So you should try that too. Not the whole day just scrolling on TikTok. No, give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to, cope. Number 4 is mental health is not a luxury. Like, mental health in med school is treated as though it's a bonus. It's treated like something you work on after everything else is done. But for me, mental health is survival. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. Right? Once your mental health is distorted, or if there's anything that's, getting in the way of like your good mental health, trust and believe, you will spiral. It like everything just goes south. So for me, my mental health is literally my survival. If I don't check in with myself, if I don't let myself breathe, I will literally crash. That's how important my mental health is to me, because trust me, it has happened before. Like, I have literally crashed before, like just literally spiraling, like you don't know what to do because your mental health is not in a good place. You're not in a good place as a person, and I feel like that's very important. So what I say by good mental health, I don't mean big solutions. I mean things like resting when I'm tired, talking to God when I don't know what to do, crying without shame. There's no shame in crying, Sometimes crying really helps. Let it out. One thing I've learned, I'm someone who usually bottles up my feelings often. Like, I would rather like put everything like inside and not, like speak it or verbalize it or whatever. And I'm telling you, when you crash out, it's crazy, because all the emotions that you've been keeping underneath will burst. Like, everything will just come out. So I feel like crying really helps. Like, let it out, I always feel better after I cry. Sometimes. Obviously, in the process of crying, it'll feel sad, it'll feel overwhelming, and so on and so forth. But after, it feels great. Okay, or even saying no when I'm overstretched. If I've studied the whole day, I'm tired, and then my friends come, no, let's go to the library, let's go and study. Let me just sleep some a bit. It's okay to say no sometimes. If you've been studying, you're exhausted, even if people tell you, let's go and do this, let's go and study, let's go and do this, because you're not going to be in it. Like, your mind is not going to be in it. And sometimes saying no when you're overstretched is okay. No, let me just rest a bit, I'll join you guys after, or something like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's okay to say no. And all these things I've mentioned is mental health too. It really helps, especially when you're in a program like medicine, which requires a lot of, your focus, you have to be really focused. So I feel like these things have really worked for me, and I think they can also work for you, So yeah. Number 5, last but not the least, is choosing grace over perfection. Some days I feel so behind, but instead of pushing harder, I just give myself some grace. I tell myself that, girl, you're doing your best. You're not a robot. You're not AI. You're allowed to rest. You are allowed to be human. You know, being in med school doesn't mean you have to strip yourself off of your humanity. You're still a human being, you know? And I want you to know that you're doing better than you think. The fact that you're even trying is really enough. If you're struggling to balance everything, school is feeling overwhelming, just know that you're not weak, you're not lazy, you're just human. Also, comment same if you related to anything that I said in this video, and also do share what helps you not spiral, what helps you, you know, work on your burnout, what helps you handle burnout, what helps you balance with everything, and so on and so forth. Comment down below so that also other people can also read it. And also, if you want more real talks like this, hit that subscribe button, okay? This is a safe space. This is a, you know, it's interactive. It's an interactive space. All right, guys. Also, thank you so much for reaching this far in this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.